Okay, folks, here we go. As you know, Christmas is coming, and with Christmas comes lots of massively multiplayer gaming. That's right, we're all doing it. Someone's playing EQ, somebody else is playing WoW. I'm personally playing WoW. And so, before I fix my hair, and it doesn't really look good, but that's alright. You guys aren't here for the hair. You're here for the honest commentary. That's right. So, what I brought you today is the top 10 things to do in PVP while playing WoW. Or World of Warcraft, as you prefer. My list comes from an experienced warlock playing in the battlegrounds. And so, here's my top 10. Number 1, embrace your death. You're gonna die. So just get over it. Just embrace the fact that you're gonna die soon. And you might also just embrace it. You're going to die, and that's what the whole game's about. Player versus player, odds are you'll be dead soon. So just embrace the fact that you're going to die. Number 2, always look behind yourself. You can position your character to look one way, but secretly with the camera, always look behind yourself. Why? Because it's just irresistible for somebody to come up behind you. They think you're looking that way, but you're really looking the other way. Always look behind yourself. Odds are someone will backstab you and stun lock you and forever pale you, crush you, kill you, whatever, but it's always good to just keep an eye on your back. I know a lot of players, in fact my girlfriend, she always just has like the forward view, not realizing what could potentially be behind her. So it's just important. It's a little mouse thing, maybe a mouse trick, I don't think so, but just always keep an eye on your back. Secondly, if you really want to draw them out, if you're Warlock, you know, life tap yourself down to say, I don't know, 30% health. Now you're irresistible. No one can resist 30% health with Warlock. Anyway, it's just a good way to bring things out. Number 3, kill that caster. You always hear about, you know, kill the healers first, yada yada yada. Well, just do that. I mean, it's a really good rule to follow. Don't spend all your time trying to, you know, whittle down the 7,000 hit point warrior. Go after the guy that's sitting in the corner trying to cast spells everywhere, already healing or whatever. So many times in PvP you see everybody focusing on the badass warrior when the healer is like, there's a druid hanging out by a tree going, whatever. So focus on that caster, kill that caster. Do me a favor, kill caster today. Number 4, if you're a warlock and you have amplify, amp if you got them. One of the great things I love to do to hunter pets is amplify curse. You might think, it's a waste. It actually isn't that bad. It's a nice way to tell that pet, chill. Instead of hitting me for 45, hit me for 3. It's really nice. I amplify curse, curse of weakness, I'm sorry. Hunter pets, sometimes I'll do it to other warlock pets. Most of the time it's banish them, but yeah, amplify weakness is just a lot of fun. Sometimes I'll put it on a rogue. You know, like I'm getting double teamed by like 3 rogues. Just kind of a way of saying goodbye. And anything you think, it's not going to really mess up the damage that much, but it does. It changes their perception about what kind of damage they're going to do. They're used to seeing the certain numbers all the time. And when someone takes away, say, 45 damage from every number you do, it bothers you. So you don't like that. In fact, I've amplified curse of weakness rogues before, and they've come after me over and over and over and over and over just because I changed their perception of what their damage is, and that pisses them off more than anything. Because they're all, rogues are all about damage meters, and they want to just like smack the crap out of stuff. But it's really great to change your perception, and then they remember you, and then they come after you and they kill you. So it's just a nice way to let them know that you love them. Number 5, epic mounts just mean that you get to die faster. That's right. If you have an epic mount and you're in an AB or Earthy Basin or whatever, all that really means is that you're the first one to the flag to die. I think that's the one battleground that I would love to have the slow mount. I would love to arrive the last one on the scene. Because I have an epic mount, and by the time I get to that flag, I'm usually the first person to die. And after a while, you start thinking, epics aren't all that great as far as mounts go. You go fast, but you're always the first to die. Because you get there and no one else is there, and then you die. Number 6, preform swimming isn't just a right, it's a privilege. On our server, we always get hammered by alliance preforms. Preform is a bunch of kids all hang out together. They all play together. There's 17 of them or whatever, and they all know what they're doing, and they all work together really well, and they all get on one game, and they slaughter the crap out of the pickup groups on the horde level. Well, preforms kind of suck, and most of the time they take over a couple bases, but then they leave you with a couple bases, just enough to like farm the crap out of you. And I think it's okay to, you can throw yourself at them and die a couple times if you like. You can try to turn the tide if you like, or you can swim. That's what I like to do. I like to just jump in the 8 feet and swim around. Because I'm, it's boring. You still get your token, but all I'm saying that it's a right and it's a privilege to preform swim. Caps. Communication in World of Warcraft is one of those ever-changing art forms, but generally, especially in raids and especially the battlegrounds, you get people who try to communicate to other players with caps. Now, to me, caps don't motivate. To me, leadership should have a sense of humor. It should be a little interesting. It should be kind of got some confidence in saying, but talking to somebody in general, even in everyday life, using all caps to communicate generally shows that you're really not all that mature, smart, etc., etc., etc. In fact, I think, dare I say, try to use all caps just for the week at work. Talk to everybody in all caps and just try to get that, see what that reaction is. Generally, you're going to find a lot of people just get kind of pissed off at you. So, you might think it's cool to use all caps in PvP and try to motivate others. It doesn't do any good. In fact, it just sucks. Don't use all caps. It doesn't motivate. On the whole thing with communication and raids and stuff like that in WoW, don't tell people who play the class to 60 how to play. I always hate that. I always hate it when people go, could you, Dan, by the way, could you remember to cast spells? It's important. This upcoming battle, this guy's going to come in the room, and I want that, you've got this thing called mana, and I want you to cast it. You don't need to tell me that, you know what I mean? If I've been in the game, 28 days played, do I really need to be told that? But you'd be surprised how many people need to, reach out and connect with your computer. Why don't you just go ahead and remote connect to it? Run the whole raid. I'll go and hang out and watch TV. But give me my loot, So, I don't know why people do that. Sure, people make dumb mistakes. That happens. But again, good leadership, can change that by just giving subtle reminders and still empowering people. It's important. And the only reason why I say this is because there's 10 million of us out there playing these freaking online games. There needs to be more honest commentary about these online worlds that we play in. I played in EQ2, I played in EQ1, I played in AQ2. I mean, you know what I mean? I missed the Tactician though. In AQ, was it AQ? I guess it was AQ2, whatever. Oh, AC2. AQ. AC2. I miss being a tactician with the turrets and you'd fire. Oh, great. That was a lot of fun. Alright, number 8. Don't bother yelling at the Alliance because they can't understand you anyways. Something I always wondered about the Alliance. They always start yelling things at you while you're playing the game. If they're slaughtering you and everything, they start yelling everything. And it doesn't come out. It doesn't make any sense. It goes, Vivar, vor, Jivar, tu. I can't understand it, so why do you even do it? In fact, I'll yell back Eat at Joe's or I love Splenda, knowing that on their end they can't understand that. So, it just doesn't make any sense to do that. I think it's semi-intimidating maybe because you're trying to figure out what they say, but again, it really doesn't serve any purpose. So don't bother yelling. Just save that. Support or burn. Either support your other players and find an objective or burn something down. Personally, I go in and burn. That's what I do. And expect to die. You're gonna die, so have fun. Remember, folks, PvP is really about you dying. That's what it's all about. It's you dying with other players. You're playing someone else's brain, basically, and that's what's kind of fun. They're making decisions on their end. They're affected by lag and other factors. They're affected by whether or not they think they have enough mana, whether or not they can pull off that spell, whether or not they can catch up with you, whether or not you've got something better than they got, blah, blah, blah. But in general, don't be intimidated by people with like outlandishly wild ass gear. There's people that play for hours, hours, and hours and have the tier 8, tier 9, tier 12. Who gives a shit? You know, in the end, I can still try to nuke you, and you can still nuke me, and we can have fun. Just play and kill each other. That's what it's really all about. And it's a great place. It's really, it's like the old days of Quake Deathmatch, you know what I mean? We both got the rocket launcher. Now, granted, you've got a tier 8 rocket launcher. So what? But odds are, if I could shoot my rocket next to the wall where you're at, that blast damage will get you. I don't know. Just little fun things. PvP in WoW is actually a lot of fun, and it's a good stress reliever, and it's good. It's good. Okay, so that was the top 10 things to do in WoW PvP. Always look behind yourself.